Welcome everybody. This is our first video posting on Mr. Daily Carry. Lots more great content coming your way. And today we're reviewing this knife right here, the Kershaw Barstow. Pretty good knife. We bought this knife back in June of 23. This is not the original knife though. Interesting story. First we got it for a birthday present, and then about less than a month in, it just kind of stopped flipping open. Stopped doing that. So we got it on Amazon and we were able to return it and get another one. We liked it so much that we just wanted to get a replacement, so we did. Just a little bit of this knife, so we'll get that out of the way. It has a 3-inch blade. It's 3.4 ounces in weight, and the thickness, the overall length is 7 inches. Closed, it's 4 inches in length. Handle thickness, a little bit of a thicker knife. It's a little over half an inch thick, 0.56. Does have a spear point blade, which is very, very attractive. That's what drew me to it. Kind of looks like the old switchblade style with the symmetrical openers. It is liner lock right here, which is nice. Good solid lockup. Blade's a little thin. There's no jimping on the back of the blade for any kind of work like this. This is more for just opening boxes and utility. This wouldn't be something you'd want to use like for, work in the kitchen or something like that. It'd be more for just like cutting an occasional paracord or opening an Amazon box or something like that. But very attractive knife, black wash blade. It does have the CR13 MOV steel. Good steel. I just recently put a little bit of an edge on it. It was getting dull, but that's the first time we've actually sharpened it. And so July is when I got my replacement for the one that blew up. So this is the replacement knife. It's got some really cool accents, some blue right in here, blue here, full liner lock, and full back, fully supported knife. I do really some of the things I like about this knife. It has a deep carry mini low profile clip, which I really enjoy. That it rides really deep into the pocket. So it's very nice. Another thing I like about it is the action. It's very nice action. Flips open. I'd say it's I would consider this like a medium speed knife. It's definitely not slow, not fast. A little bit faster than if you were just to have like one that you flipped out with your thumb. But good knife, solid, no rattle. Another thing I like about it is it looks like a switchblade. Just looks cool, kind of a neat knife overall. Price is good. It's about $40. You can still find these on Amazon or directly through Kershaw. The blade shape, like I think I mentioned already, is kind of a spear dagger point. It is only sharp on one side, so this side is a dull edge. It's probably mostly for safety, and some depending on what state you live in, that wouldn't necessarily probably be allowed. And some of the things I don't like about this knife. First one did fail, so I have a little bit of a confidence issue. If I was going to pick like one knife, I'd probably pick one of them from my collection that was not this one, just because this one has failed on me, and this is the replacement of that. So I lost a little bit of confidence in the knife. I still like it. I still think it looks cool. Another thing I don't care too much for is it's pretty thick, and it is 3.4 ounces weight. I do have some other knives. Of course, they're not in this price point, but they are probably less than half the weight of this and do all the same things and more than this knife does. Of course, it's going to run you more dollars. The other thing about it, the opening, I do like how it opens. I think it opens great. It opens fast. I don't necessarily think it's as fast as it could be. The other day, I had an issue where I would flip it and it would open about right there and stop. That's obviously an issue. It wouldn't open all the way, and I would give it a pretty good wrap and it would just come to right about there. So I went ahead and put some Dawn soap on there, rinsed it out, thought maybe it was some pocket lint or something like that. Hot water, shook it out, blew it out, Then I put a little bit of this good old Ballistol on there. Got hooked on this from Hickok 45 channel, so go check him out if you haven't watched any of his episodes. Not only is he funny, you might actually learn something. So go check him out, Hickok 45. That's a great channel. But he got me hooked on this stuff. It's eco-friendly. It's safe on your skin and washes right off. But this is what I use for cleaning and lubing all my guns and knives, and it works great. The other thing I just want to mention, overall, I probably would buy this knife again. I mean, we blew the first one up because we were doing this for hours on end, flipping it, flipping it, flipping it, flipping it, flipping it. One of the things that does get me about this knife is that sometimes, because of the symmetry of the knife, I tend to, unless I can look down the knife and see which way it opens and then make a decision, sometimes I grab it and I out of my pocket without looking. This isn't a knife you can just grab out of your pocket without looking and open. You do have to look at it before you open it, and that's a bit annoying, so I don't really care for that too much. But other than that, I still would buy this knife again. It's a great fidget knife. It looks cool, and I think it's a great little knife. It's 3-inch blade, really good for utility. I would buy it again. And at $39.99, I mean, you really can't beat it. It does have a reversible clip, so for all you lefties out there, you could definitely swap that over, and then when you pull it out of your pocket, it's basically right there. So pulling out of your pocket, it's not an issue for opening, but if you just had it, on the desk, on the counter, you're picking it up, trying to move it, you grab it, you may end up picking it up and not being able to open it. So that's a little bit of more of an annoyance than anything. Doesn't really affect function or anything, but if you were in a hurry and you had to, maybe you were pulling it out of a loose pocket and you were trying to open our tackle box, you wouldn't be able to get it open in time. You could try to open it and then try to fiddle in and accidentally drop it into the water, So it is important to be able to open your knife without looking, especially if you're holding onto something else, you pull it out and you're trying to get to it. So one thing I did want to mention and kind of show you was a little bit of comparison. This knife, as far as like size comparison, this has a 3-inch blade. I have one of my favorite knives. Of course, we're not comparing price, we're just comparing size here. This knife, it has just over a 3-inch blade. It's a bug out. The weight on this, 1.8 ounces. So the weight on this, 3.4. So you don't even notice this is in your pocket. So that's really interesting. Different way of locking up, axis lock. We'll get into the full review on this knife, but basically another thing the thickness. I mean, as you can see here, thickness. I do like the pocket clip, and that is a very similar clip to the Benchmade. So that has a lot going for it, the deep carry mini clip. But as you can see, the thickness, this is a big boy as far as thickness goes. Another knife that I enjoy carrying on occasion, Spyderco Chaparral. This is kind of an impulse buy. I don't carry it much just because I don't want to injure it, although it's got a really nice Spyderco blade, CPM S30V. It is a Taiwan knife, but it is very high quality. Also, I forgot to mention, this knife here is made in China. The original model was made in 2017, the Barstow, and the model number is 3960. So if you're looking for it on the internet trying to pick it up, it's a great gift, great knife. I'd buy it again. It's great it's almost like a fidget knife, not in the fact that it just kind of looks like a fidget spinner with those blue scales, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Final knife to compare to, Mini Griptilian, another Benchmade, and that blade length is actually just under 3 inches. I haven't played with this for a while. There we go. Got it opened up. But yeah, it's another great knife. But that blade's a little smaller. Again, it's a little bit lighter weight. It's somewhere in the 2 to 3 ounce. So that about wraps it up. Until next time.